So like I said, we did go with the pace setters and it looked pretty good. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So if you can't tell, this video we're going to be doing some more upgrades to Onyx, and the upgrades we're going to be doing today is long tube headers. So all you guys who have been saying you need to put long tube headers on your car, and I've had that message I don't know how many times. You can get off my back. I'm finally doing it. I've been wanting to do long tube headers for a while. I just haven't done them yet. It's just been kind of on the back burner because the car sounds pretty good, performs pretty good, but these long tube headers are definitely going to help the engine open up and breathe a lot better. So we should be able to pick up about, I'm going to say anywhere from 10 to 15 horsepower. Usually that's kind of the number you get around when you put long tubes on, anywhere from like 12 to 15 horse, 15 to 20 foot-pounds of torque. But I'm going to get some before exhaust clips and after exhaust clips for the end of this video, so you guys will see that here in just a bit. So be sure to stick around and hear the after exhaust sound and the before exhaust sound comparison. And look, we got some chrome. It actually doesn't look too bad with chrome wheels. Not a big fan of them though, but look at that. The body looks good, other than that little paint chip like I showed you in the last video and the small dent. Everything else come out really good. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take down the mid pipe, or half of the mid pipe. I will say I didn't get the mid pipe for the long tube headers, but I'm hoping that I can take and make this stuff work and just put the clamps on and let the exhaust, seal off like that, like it does with this. It may work, it may not, so at the end of this video we may be running straight headers for a couple of days. Anyways, let's get this mid pipe off. Well, I'm gonna say that was probably the easy part. I'm gonna unplug these plug wires first. Probably don't have to, considering my headers are split. These are actually GT40 headers. Give me a fender cover. I already did some body work on this thing. I don't want to do anymore. I want it to be good from now on. Try not to scratch my paint here. Alright. And actually on these headers right here, guys, I used copper gasket maker, or copper exhaust gasket maker. It's like the highest temp silicone you can get, but it works pretty good. It worked really good on this so far. Looks like it had a little leak on this top one here on the back, but I never really heard anything, so it must have worked pretty good. But luckily the new headers did come with a set of gaskets, so pretty happy about that. That way I don't gotta fight with making a mess with silicone. But let's get this side here out and keep going with this installation. Ta-da! That was more aggravating than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, I haven't showed you guys yet the headers that I got, or mentioned which kind I got. I actually got the pace setter headers because honestly I didn't feel like paying $600 or whatever almost dollars for the BBKs. And don't get me wrong, they're ceramic coated and stuff, but I could care less if they're ceramic coated or not. I just want them to make my I just want them to make my car sound better and perform better. Like I said, we did go with the pace setters and it looked pretty good. Like I say, black coat, and it'll burn off in no time, but no big deal. Still look good, which is really no big deal. Like I said, I'll keep oil on them once the coating burns off and they'll look just fine. They won't rust or nothing. So it's another little tip for you guys. If you just got bare headers and you keep oil on them, they won't rust. Downside, They do smoke a lot the next time you start it. But it's okay, it only lasts like a few minutes. I'm probably gonna try to do the driver's side first. Gonna do it from underneath. I think it should come up through there from underneath pretty easy. If not, I'll take and, well, actually I gotta clean the engine first, but if it doesn't work out too easy, I'll take and undo the motor mounts and jack the motor up. That way it'll give me a little bit of extra clearance, and I should be able to get it in there pretty easy that way. Hopefully. Some people say the pace setters are a pain, and some say that it's not that hard. And hopefully with my mechanical background, this isn't gonna be that hard. And before we go any farther into the video, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to drop a like down below. Also comment down below if you think the long tubes are gonna make this thing sound better and perform better. I know it should, technically, but you never know. Then again, it could make it worse. It could make it a lot louder and a lot more raspier, but who cares? It's a Mustang. It's gotta be loud anyway. And just remember, kids, loud doesn't always mean fast. But luckily mine's fast, so I'm not really too much worried about it. Really, it's not really that fast. It's more quick than fast. I say fast nowadays is like 1,000+ horsepower. Well, I guess let's see how easy or not easy this is gonna be. A lot of people say that you have to jack up this side of the engine, which I could see that. There's not a lot of room, so let's see what happens. I am gonna have to take the motor mount loose, but luckily that isn't a difficult task. Well, that was simple enough. Now, let's try to get it bolted up with the gasket on it, and hopefully the gasket doesn't leak. That's the only thing I hate about gaskets. Sometimes they work good, sometimes they don't. Also, I got these headers from Late Model Restoration, or LMR.com. Most of y'all know that's pretty much where I buy everything from. They pretty much have everything I've always ever needed for my car. And also, not sponsored by the way, this just, I love buying my stuff from there. But let's take and get these headers on, and hopefully I can get the mid pipes hooked back up. That's my main concern right now, is the mid pipes. Little tech tip for you guys: whenever you're putting these new headers on, the best bolt to start first is actually the back bolt, because the back bolt will kind of help balance the header out, and it'll sort of float there. So I usually start the back one first and work my way forward. Well, we got one side down, now we got one more to go. Maybe this one will go up in there without much of a fuss. Alright, so we got the headers installed and everything looks fine, except for the mid pipe is not going to hook up. These headers actually have a 3-inch flange, and it's advertised as a 2.5, but it's really close to a 3-inch flange. So with that being said, the mid pipe won't work because my mid pipe's 2.5 inch. So I'm gonna have to take it to an exhaust shop and get that hooked up. So we're gonna be doing straight headers for right now. Let's take and get this thing down and then listen to what it sounds like open header. It probably won't sound that great, but we'll see what it sounds like, and I'll definitely get a sound clip in this video of the full exhaust hooked up. So stay tuned. I already know this is going to be absurdly loud. This sounds like crap, guys. I'm really sorry. Headphone users, beware. Here we go. I forgot to hook the plug wires up. Una momenta. Round 2. I don't know if I can drive that home or not. That's by far the loudest this car has ever been. Dear Lord. Yeah, we got to get the exhaust put on that. This thing's gonna sound like a monster when the exhaust is hooked up. It's definitely way too loud now. I'm probably not gonna be able to drive that home, even though I probably will. I don't live far from the shop. That's loud. The only thing I got to do is I got to make sure none of the starter wires are hitting the exhaust anywhere. It sent some heat shield, so I'm gonna throw that on there just to be safe, and that way I know that I'm not gonna burn any wires up or anything like that. So let's get to doing that and probably pick this video up once the exhaust is all finished up. All right, guys, so it has been a couple of days and I had a little bit of issues with the exhaust, but we're gonna go up to the shop before we get you an exhaust clip because we got a surprise for you. We get to add another little surprise in on this video here, but yeah, we'll see you up at the shop. Psych! All right, so we made it up to the shop, and like I said, I had some issues with this thing. I actually had to run it straight headers for like 2 days. And you're talking about the loudest thing I've ever drove in my entire life. This thing was unbelievably loud. My neighbors my neighbors hated me. As I got the mid pipe hooked back up, all welded up, so we're good there. I actually got it to where I can unclamp it and take it loose from the headers if I need to. And also the other surprise for Onyx that we got. So it was very short-lived, but the chrome saline, it's going bye-bye. We got a brand new R350 right here that we're gonna be throwing on Onyx. Also, we got some brand new tires. So I got to get the other tire off the other side and put it on Onyx. But other than that, I'm gonna get that done, and then we'll get you guys some before and after exhaust clips. I know you guys are ready for that, so let's get this done. All right, guys, so we pretty much got Onyx looking like his normal self again. Other than that tiny little bit of damage that's down there, he's about 98% to where he was before the little incident happened. And guys, I can't stress enough how happy I am that something seriously bad didn't happen that night, because it could have always been worse, but I'm really happy and blessed that it didn't turn out that way. Now, of course, I've already heard the car, and let me just tell you guys, with long tubes on this thing, it sounds a lot better. It definitely opened up the exhaust. You can tell it's breathing a lot better through the exhaust now, and it really smoothed up the exhaust tone. So let's get to what you guys are waiting for, some exhaust comparison video, and I hope you enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed those exhaust clips. If you can't tell, it definitely really crisps up the exhaust note. It just sounds a lot more cleaner. It definitely sounds good. It's definitely throaty. Man, that thing's got some, it's got some rumble to it now. And also, to me, it makes the camshaft sound a lot better as well, because the exhaust pulses are a lot more fluid because of the long tube headers. Whenever I put the headers on, I was open headers for 2 days, like I said, and then whenever I went to go fix it, I fixed the mid pipe, got it hooked up, and then another manifold, or the header gasket, was leaking at the head. So I had to fix that, and then finally everything was good. But man, am I really happy with how that thing sounds. Oh yeah, speaking of Mustangs, guys, we got an old S550 in here we're doing some work on. It's got the Shelby front end. It's just a GT, putting a wheel bearing on the rear. I actually test drove that thing, and man, I gotta tell you guys, I gotta have one. It would be more of a daily driver type thing, but God, I'd love to have one. But guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash the thumbs up down below. Also, if it's your first time viewing my channel, be sure to hit that notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with all the videos that'll be coming out. And subscribe as well. And until next time, guys, that's for me and Onyx, who's outside right now. We'll see you later.